You guys are making quite a splash here. You and Hyundai showed off the SA1. The world already has helicopters. Why do we need this?
Yeah, so we have a vision of bringing a new type of transportation into the world, basically, where we can seamlessly weave the flight of these electric vertical takeoff and landing vehicles into the Uber platform and connect cars to these vehicles to cars so that you can kind of get where you want to go faster than you ever can before.
Are they safer?
Yes. So the idea is that with the new technology that's been applied to cars that have made electric cars possible, electric powertrains, batteries, electric motors, we can make a new class of aircraft that can take off and land vertically like a helicopter, but uses multiple different rotors instead of one large one that allows it to have kind of built-in inherent redundancies that actually make it both safer to operate and cheaper to operate at the same time.
And parachutes.
That's right. You can actually add a parachute into a vehicle like this, and we just can't do that with a helicopter.
So is that parachutes for people or parachutes for the vehicle?
For the whole vehicle, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So when does this happen? Because we've heard Uber talk about 2023. Hyundai seemed to say 2028 for this particular vehicle. Clarify.
So we have actually taken an ecosystem approach as we've built out Uber Elevate. So Hyundai is our 8th partner that we've announced as part of this ecosystem. And the vehicle partners are all developing vehicles that are different, and they're going to bring them to market at different paces. And so we're actually pretty confident that some of our vehicle partners will have vehicles ready to start operating in 2023. And Hyundai, we're excited to see them getting into the game. We think it's really important that a big player like Hyundai is actually going to be investing a significant amount into this space, but they're starting now, and so it's going to take a bit longer for them to bring their vehicle to market.
So give me your view. What are you going to be pitching for me to fly in 2023? You say you expect it'll be an affordable shared ride. How far will it be able to take me, and what kind of vehicle is this going to be? A helicopter?
So in 2023, we want to launch with these types of electric VTOL aircraft, and so they have to get certified first, and so the different partners are working with the FAA to go through the certification process to bring these vehicles to market. We can't do any operations without that. And so what we want to do is launch in 2023. We've announced 3 different launch cities that we're working in to be able to do an initial commercial offering in those cities, Dallas, LA, and Melbourne, Australia. And you'll be able to open up the Uber app, and just like you can in Lower Manhattan right now with Uber Copter, you'll see an Uber Air option that you'll be able to select Uber Air, and we'll be able to save you time and get you where you want to go faster.
So how is this business model going to work? Is Uber going to own the craft, or are you going to expect other companies to own the craft and you sort of act as a connector, putting passengers on it?
So we're working out the details. There's several different options. Obviously, with this type of a shared vehicle like this, it's a bit of a different situation than with the way the cars work right now. And so what we're doing is talking to lots of different partners who have interest in being part of the value chain, basically. And there's companies in aerospace and aviation. There's a long tradition of leasing companies, owning aircraft, and then leasing them to the airlines that operate them. And so I think there's many different models that can be explored. And with this new technology, opens up new possibilities for new types of businesses that we have a lot of partners that are very interested in exploring with us.
Are you expecting that Uber is going to have to commit a significant amount of capital to it, though, to, literally get it off the ground? Because if there's a lease option, that's great, but if it's a sort of an untested type of vehicle and model, somebody's got to take the risk.
Yeah, so we're still working out the details on that, but we are basically very focused on basically working this through in a partnership way. So we are working with these partners to bring these vehicles to market, and we're not a vehicle manufacturer, and so that's why we're partnering with these kind of world-class companies and they're making the investments on the vehicle side to bring the vehicles to market, and then we're pretty confident we can deploy them in an effective way, in a very commercially relevant way to really save people time at an affordable price point when they're ready.
About a decade ago, I think, you helped start Z-Aero.
That's right.
And a flying car company, Larry Page, invested. Flying cars have kind of become this byword where people say, they promised me flying cars and all I got was, fill in the blank.
Yeah.
Why don't we have flying cars?
So Well, we're close.
Yeah,
Actually,
we're always close.
We're closer than we've ever been. So I think that it's a hard problem, and it's not something that you can just with 2 or 3 people in a garage put something together and operate in a reliable way. That's why it's so significant that a company like Hyundai is going to be investing in this space to bring a vehicle to market, and the other partners that we have too are investing significant amounts of money in this space to bring these vehicles to market. These are real engineering efforts that take really large teams. They have to be certified, and they have to, in order to be commercially relevant. And that's really the key. And the other thing from a technology standpoint, it just wasn't there. Even 10 years ago, it was barely there. And the batteries, the motors, to make these things affordable and reliable, electric propulsion is kind of a key enabler. And so that's really the differentiator that's making it possible.
I want to go back to the question you mentioned, commercial viability. How much does this have to cost to hit the mass market that you want, and how far does it have to be able to go?
So we have set up, what we've done is built a very detailed simulation of networks and of cities in this way. And so from that, we've kind of derived the right specification that we can work with the partners to build the right kind of vehicles for this. So we think about 60 miles of max range, plus some FAA mandated reserve on top of that is the right specification. They need to fly between 150 and 200 miles an hour in order to, on average, save the amount of time so we can get the demand to where we want it to be. So those are kind of the basic specifications. We think all electric's key for both hitting the price points and for the reliability.
The price?
We think we can launch at Uber Black pricing on a per seat mile basis. So we think of this as a shared product from the very beginning. So we're selling seats, not full vehicles. And we think we can launch at Uber Black pricing, and then just from the exercise and the operational efficiency that we can bring, and frankly that we're learning right now with the Uber Copter in Manhattan, we can actually drive the price down to something like Uber X on a per seat mile basis within a couple of years of launching.
Okay, so if you're going 60 miles, that's kind of close to what you'd pay for a short haul flight, right?
So 60 miles at UberX pricing would be like $100 or something.
Oh, yeah. $100.
So we think that that's pretty achievable in the medium term, not at launch.